Hello, dear friends. Welcome to another Learning with Emmanuel series. Today we continue our studies this beautiful day, this beautiful night, or this beautiful morning, depending if you're watching this live or on demand. Today's message comes to you and I from the book Words of Eternal Life, or Words of Life Eternal, by the Spirit Emmanuel through the mediumship of Francisco Candido Xavier. Today's message starts with a Bible quote that is from the New Testament, the book of John, chapter 20, verse 17, where Jesus says, quote, "Peace be with you." Today's chapter is titled, "Let us be at peace." And as we find ourselves in the world of trials and expiations, having to be of this world, in this world, but aiming to for a better spiritual life, making today's physical life better, we aim for higher, right? We aim for a planet with no wars, just peace. And peace is more than just lack of war, right? With good health, good structures of government that regulate the life of its citizens, healthcare, public health, housing. Those are things that we aim for, right? When we work hard to buy a house, to have transportation, to pay our bills, we want to be at peace with the physical, with the spiritual, with the emotional, with the psychological. And of course, we want to aim higher in our spiritual relationships, developing those spiritual relationships with those who incarnated alongside of us and with those who are in the spiritual realm. And we will be at peace when we are at peace with the duties that you and I have to carry in this life. So let's learn from Emmanuel himself how we can be at peace. He starts by saying, "Those storms may roar around your path. Calm your heart and proceed in peace towards the good." So, yes, he's already telling us those storms may roar around your path. Your storm may be of a different quality and type of my storm. But we all have storms in this life. He says, calm the heart and proceed in peace towards the good. So every time I aim to do the good, to feel the good, to visualize the good, and to mold the good around me, I am aiming towards that peace, proceeding towards that peace. It says, do not carry in your thoughts the dead weight of useless affliction. Sometimes we are afflicted, and there's afflictions and afflictions. Here he's saying that weight of useless afflictions. That will be the anxiety of what's coming tomorrow, right? Today is one day, tomorrow is another day. So depressive thoughts is when we regret and shame for thinking of the past. Anxiety is when we over worry about the future instead of being in the present. So we have to work to overcome the barriers to be in the present. So he's going to tell us how to do this. He will say, take refuge in the inner citadel of duty, rightfully fulfilled, and entrust to divine wisdom the anxiety that seeks you like an invisible flame. So he's saying, take refuge in the duty rightfully fulfilled. So let's take a step back. What is my duty that I need to rightfully fulfill today? To take care of the physical body, to nourish your soul, to make amends with the peace with the folks in the past that hurt us, to ask for forgiveness when appropriate, to dispense forgiveness, to work towards the common good. Those are duties that you and I have. We were granted this life by God. He has loaned us this body. We have to do good while in this body. So we take refuge in fulfilling our duties and in trust divine wisdom. This anxiety will say, I trust in you, God. I trust you, God, that you help me take care of my family member. I trust you, God, that you're going to help me connect better with my spirit mentor to reframe my thoughts or whatever the anxiety is that is afflicting us, because that's a worry for the future. It says, If some circumstance opposes you, soothe your soul and wait for events to favor you. So if we find opposition, he says, soothe your soul and wait. Don't go. Sometimes we have to stop. Sometimes silence is what's needed. Sometimes distance is needed, but always reaching to do the good. He says, remember that you're called to live one day at a time whenever the dawn rises. So today, you and I, right after the sunrise, are coming together to study this book. We are called to live today. We don't know if we're going to have tomorrow. Yesterday has passed. So we are called to live one day at a time. No matter how broad your possibilities may be, you will eat only one meal at a time and or only one garment at a time in each of your daily tasks. So be mindful of today, this hour, this moment. And Jesus sent his messengers, right? Thich Nhat Hanh, which is a Buddhist monk. He has a book that teaches about meditation, and he talks about mindfully walking, mindfully eating. So translating the higher teachings of Jesus into daily activities. So when you eat, instead of using your phone, eating with one hand and typing with the other in the computer, stop. Breathe in, give thanks God for the oxygen that we breathe that is free, right? Thank God for the structures around us, like the EPA, that guarantee clean air and clean water. Eat the food mindfully, thanking the beings that created the food, the beings themselves that have lost their lives to feed, but also those who cultivated the fields to bring us that food. So that's mindfully eating. Thich Nhat Hanh talks about mindfully walking. That's the harder one, because he says, as you step right, you say right step, left step, right step, left step in your mind. In order to do that, you have to slow down, because if we walk too fast, you can't do that right step, left step. You're going to create anxiety. So let's translate these nuggets. We are called to live one day at a time. Today. Today. You have today. You have this moment, this minute, this seconds, this hour. It says, though you may be tormented by the daylight, dawn will not shine before its appointed hour. Although you may be interested in the fruit of a certain tree, you will not harvest before the right moment. So everything has a reason to be. Today, when this first goes on air, it's winter in the US, a cold snap around us. So what do we think? Winter is time for reflection. The culture tells you go do activities, experiences. That's a gimmick, the marketing gimmick to make us super unhappy, because there's always another experience. There's always another activity. But you only have right now. So the season is for introspection, where you review what you did last year and you make plans for the future, and you plant yourself in the ground in the winter. Look at the nature around us, everything goes dormant, right? Yet, under the pretext of safeguarding your own serenity, do not linger in inertia, meaning, okay, I'll just stay here comfortably, not do the good, and not go after the one I hurt, not go after the one I need to forgive, not help my family member. No, inertia is not good. Waters that don't move get contaminated, right? By the growth of the bacteria and viruses in it. So water needs to flow, so do you. In this ocean of activity and work that God has provided for us. What do? Focus your thoughts on the good. Continue building what is better, always improving. Like one who knows that an abundant harvest requires soil blessed by the plow. So we need to sow and work the fields. What is the fields? Is ourselves, to know ourselves. Change your mind patterns, change your negative thoughts, our tendencies to be feeling like we're victims. Change our view on what happens to us and what is happening around us, right? focusing our thoughts on the good every day. Whatever your difficulties may be, remember that peace is the security of life. Let us not forget that at the hour of the manger, heavenly voices, after praising heaven, expressed wishes for peace on earth. That's right before Jesus was born, right? And after the resurrection, returning gloriously to the company of humankind, before any plan of work, Jesus said to the astonished disciples, "Peace be with you." So even right before he discarnated out while he was being murdered by us, right? By us as in humanity murdered him. So today we're invited to say, what are my rightfully duties? My duties rightfully to be fulfilled in this life. What do I need to learn? How do I ask for the help that I need? How do I seek the psychologist, psychiatric, medical? How do I build new friendships? How do I strengthen my family ties? Those are duties. How do I care for my body? Instead of worrying about the things that you and I worry that are external to what happened. So dear friends, I leave you with the words of the Apostle John. Peace be with you, as said by Jesus right after he was resurrected. Dear friends, what a blessing to be with you. May you stay well, may you stay safe. Hoping to see you soon, God willing. Bye-bye.